wonder if that needs to go down a little bit. What's up, everybody? I'm live, and we're here for my first episode, just in general sports talk. And today we're going to be talking about, I want to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit, what I think is going to happen. In addition to that, also talk about some of the possible trades that could happen in the NFL, and maybe even cover some of the NBA trades that happened in the past week, which have been absolutely insane. So, get started with talking about the Super Bowl. So, give me 1 second. Let me get everything kind of set up and make sure I have everything going out. Send out some invites to a few different people. And, yeah, have some fun today talking about that. Plus, I was fortunate enough when I was buying a few things for, I have a trip coming up this weekend. We'll be back for the Super Bowl, but we have a trip coming up this weekend to go up to the mountains. So I was preparing for that, went to Walmart to get some stuff for the car and for the trip, and I found a couple boxes of Absolute, last two of these variations in the store. So I decided, you know what? We're doing a show tonight. May as well buy them and see if we get something amazing. Last time I got one of these, I got an amazing card thanks to my friends Tina and Corbin. Yeah, Juan, you are the first and I believe currently the only. So we're just getting started. I was going to wait for a few more people to tune in before I really start talking about a lot of the different things I want to talk about. But the biggest thing, number one on the list, how do I sound? I got a new microphone. It's actually this little guy right here, right there. So I'm going to try this out. This is going to be one of the things I'm using for the Super Bowl, so I don't have to be sitting in front of my big mic. And I wanted to use this live stream as a chance to see how it sounds and make sure it doesn't sound like absolute garbage. So I got everything set up. Slightly higher quality? Oh, maybe I'll just start using this as a regular. This thing's pretty awesome, and I'm pretty stoked on how well it works. So pretty stoked. It's very, they took a little bit to get set up, but once I figured out how it worked, it comes with a second microphone, so I can have a guest and they will have their own microphone. So that will be what we're going to be doing that'll be a part of what we're doing for the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, Saw will not be able to be here for that in person, but we'll see if we can pull him away long enough to see it. I don't think we will. I mean, it is his Eagles in the Super Bowl, and I don't know if he can handle that kind of pressure. We'll see. So, now as far as the Super Bowl is concerned, I haven't seen anything as far as any kind of injuries or issues on that front from either team. I'm pulling for the Eagles. I think realistically, their offense is on a different level. I mean, you have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and yada yada, but I mean, you think about Saquon Barkley, their running game, you think about their ability to convert short yardage plays with their tush push, which other people think, hey, it's kind of cheesy, but other teams can't do it like they can. So they have something there that is going to be, I think, significant advantage for them. In addition, they have better weapons, I think, in the wide receiver game. Oh, God, I did not hear about that. That would be bad. But I think the Eagles, so long as the entire team doesn't get sick, will have an advantage offensively. I think both defenses are matched up pretty well. I don't know if KC's is that much, like, they both very strong defenses, and that's kind of what has been giving KC the edge in a lot of the games this season was their defensive, they had a better defense than a lot of the teams they were playing. I don't think that's going to really take as much of a factor in this game. I think on par. I think their defenses are on par with each other, and I think the Eagles have a stronger offense, and I definitely think they have a stronger run game overall. They have. I think Patrick Mahomes is obvious. I think Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, but I think the offense on the whole for the Eagles is a stronger overall unit, and it is more, I guess, balanced. But that's something we're going to see. I obviously would like to not see a Chiefs three-peat. Sorry, my camera's a little wonky. There we go. I would like to not see a Chiefs three-peat, but we'll see what comes of it. I'm trying to think. Chiefs or Eagles D-line? Honestly, that's hard. I mean, the Chiefs have Chris Jones. I think, let's see here. Let me look at this. Let me look at the... I think really, yeah. Jalen Carter, Chris Jones. I mean, like, it goes back and forth. I think man, it's tough to say. I think the Eagles could have an advantage there, but the Chiefs don't have a weak D-line. I think overall the secondaries are pretty close. I think the Chiefs have a better singular player. Let's see here. I just had a complete brain fart on his name. My God, why can't I think right now? Apologies. Yeah, that is true. I agree, Juan. But the thing is, if you look at their defense, Trent McDuffie, I think, is one of the best in the league. That's what I was trying to think of. Trent McDuffie. I think he's amazing. But after him, I think it is a decent fall off, whereas the cornerback room for the Eagles is more consistent across the board. The D-line, I think the Eagles have a little bit of an edge. Karlaftis is good, but I don't know if he's going to, And then I'm trying to think. Justin Reed, Brian Cook are both good in the safeties. Jaden Hicks. So I think definitely, though, I mean, you both have good O-lines. They both have decent, good O-lines. I think wide receiver-wise, it is obviously in the favor of the Eagles. And then obviously running back. I mean, you have Pacheco and Kareem Hunt, and they've been good. But I mean, you have Saquon Barkley, who arguably could have put up the most rushing yards in a season. And that means a lot, especially because they've gone up against some good teams. And he was able to put up big yards against teams that were traditionally better at stopping the run. Slay is going to be a big problem. But yeah, like I said, I think the best cornerback you have Slay and I think McDuffie kind of has an edge there, but the thing is with Slay, Mitchell, and DeJean, all three of those is comparison to, you have McDuffie, and then I think it goes down when you get to Jalen Watson, Joshua Williams, and Johnson. So I definitely would think that that's where we're looking. Saw phone's dead, so he's gone. But now we have talked, and a lot of people have talked about the Super Bowl and what they think is going to happen. I am going to say, I think you're going to see at least minimum one rushing touchdown by Barkley. The only way it's not more than one is if the tush push gives Jalen Hurts a couple of ones that could have potentially gone to Barkley. There's the school of thought that this could be a low-scoring game. I think it could be mid. I think it's going to be in the 20s for each team. I don't think it's going to be anything like we saw, for example, with the Commanders versus the Lions by any stretch. But I don't think it's going to be quite as low-scoring as everyone thinks, because you definitely do have two very talented offenses, and they are both offenses that have been hitting a stride here in the postseason, and have been looked really strong. And I think as long as the Eagles stick to the run and push Saquon Barkley and stay to their game plan, which is the opposite of what some of these other teams do when they play against the Chiefs, and I don't think the Eagles will do that. I think you're gonna see the Eagles come out with a victory here, and it's going to be because their offense is capable of basically not succumbing to the defense of KC, keeping them off the field, and then the KC taking these long extended drives. So I think you'll see a little bit more ability for them to get past that. So those are some of my thoughts on the Super Bowl. You can, rewatch, let me know. I might have my head completely up my butt, which is more than possible. I don't know all the players exactly as well as some people do, and it's one of the things I'm still working on. But I definitely think, yeah, the Eagles secondary is going to cause problems for the Chiefs. They're going to have to lean on their run game, and Patrick Mahomes is going to have to do Patrick Mahomes weird crap. I just don't know if it's going to be enough to overcome the fact that the Eagles have, I think, arguably a better offense. Now, moving on to some of the other news, there was a couple things as far as NFL players and where they're going to be going. So you have the Cooper Kupp situation in Los Angeles, where he is essentially guaranteed to be leaving LA via trade, more than likely sooner than later. And then you also have the request from Myles Garrett to leave the Browns, which would be huge. I did not hear about Stafford. That would be an interesting one for Stafford to be traded. Who would they lean on? Who is their... I have to talk about that one in a second. I will cover that, though, too. I'll pull up some information. The one thing that's crazy is the... Yo, what's up, Daniel Barry? The Cooper Kupp one, a lot of people, especially like Broncos fans, they're talking about wanting the Broncos to join or to trade for Cooper Kupp. I don't know if that's the right move. Getting an older wide receiver who seems to have lost a step. The last 1,000-yard season he had was in 2021. He's had, injury issues. He has not played a full season in a while, and I don't know if that's the right move for the Broncos with a young team. It could be good to get some experience in the locker room, but that is not a player I would see them trading for to become a number one wide receiver, mainly due to his age and his ability to stay on the field. I want the Broncos, which everyone wants their team to get. I want them to go after T. Higgins. I don't know if that's going to be possible with the amount of money that he wants. But realistically, if we can get someone or at least land a very, very good wide receiver in the draft, and then maybe get Cooper Kupp to help, help with being like the veteran in the room to help with some of the development of our younger guys. That would be something I could see being a possibility. The biggest thing would be to try and get Myles Garrett. That would be a huge trade. And I don't know if I don't know if they'd be willing to give up the trade capital like that based on the previous thing of the Russell Wilson trade. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, just simply different types of positions, but trading for an older player who, Myles Garrett is definitely not out of his prime, but someone who's getting a little bit older, very expensive, could cost a lot of draft capital to get him. And the amount that they would have to pay as far as the trade would be considerable, plus the money also on the cap. Those are big, big deals. If the Broncos got him, that defense would be, I would think, one of the top in the league next year, because with a bunch of guys who are young and not as experienced, they did very good. And if they can shore up the secondary a little bit, get a really good corner, and then get Myles Garrett up front with the guys that we already have, that would be absolutely amazing. I do not think that they have. That is true. I'm worried about after that, because you're not going to make a trade for someone like Myles Garrett for 1 year. It's going to take a big cap hit for a number of years. And you don't make a trade like that where you're going to lose multiple draft picks down the road to only have a player like that for a short period of time. So there is going to be that concern. The Browns are going to be completely screwed, because I guess if they trade him, the cap hit that they take is massive. And then they have the whole cap hit situation with their nearly useless quarterback. So if the trade does go through, depending on the situation and how the numbers actually turn out, the Browns are going to be in cap hell for a couple years. And they kind of put themselves in that spot. And it all has to do with giving Deshaun Watson just a giant contract that's guaranteed that he clearly did not deserve. Yeah, I think that would be amazing. I think, honestly, if I want him to go anywhere, it would be, honestly, Broncos number 1, Packers number 2, and then the Niners. Those would be my top 3. Anyone else, I don't really care where he goes after that. Because if he's not going to go with one of those 3, that would be a fun team to watch and an up-and-coming team that is developing and has young stars on it. That would, and that's the thing is those are, like, the Niners have some older guys, but they have a lot of young guys. The Packers are one of the youngest teams in the league, and the Broncos are a young team. I think it would be really cool to put a guy that's that good on a good team that has a lot of young players that will learn from him and get the experience from having a guy like that on their team. So, oh yeah, dude, that would be, Nick Bonito with Garrett. Oh, Bosa with Garrett. Yeah, it would be, we'll see where it goes. I'm excited to see it. I like I said, if the Broncos can get him, holy crap. That would be the get for us so far of the offseason. And then if we could get him and T. Higgins, I don't know what our cap is going to look like for the next couple years after that, but that would be, we get one of our big things on offense, which is an offensive weapon, like a true number 1 wide receiver. We would still need to, I think, address running back situation in Denver. There was not a clear-cut front runner for number 1 wide receiver in Denver, in my opinion. And I think the Denver Broncos would be in a great position next year. That would come as everything kind of stacking as I would want it to. Now, the Niners, if they could be healthy next year and add Garrett with the Niners, let's see here, get them, yeah. So I think if the Niners could get him and they could stay healthy, they have offensive weapons out the butt if they could stay healthy, and their defense is already strong. And you just make an already strong defense stronger. The biggest thing the Niners need to do, in my opinion, though, is the secondary. I think their secondary needs to be deeper. But we'll see where we're going to go with where Myles Garrett's going to end up going, and where Cooper Kupp's going to end up going, and where T. Higgins ends up going. So those are my hopes and dreams for the Broncos this offseason. And then, your D-line. Well, but didn't you guys have, like, wasn't that one of your most injured areas was D-line last year? I think maybe you guys have, issues with depth, but, it's essentially, once the injuries started piling up, the guys that were the next man up were so far below the starter that it became a serious issue. And that's, I think, for the Niners where a lot of it came from. And that wasn't just on defense. That wasn't just on D-line. That was almost every area of the defense and the offenses. Once guys started getting hurt, you just saw a drop-off in talent and capability all across the board. And it has to do with the Niners have a ton of talent, but those guys start getting hurt, and the guys on the next man up, becomes an issue. One sec. Okay. Yeah, DeForest Buckner. Yeah. Because he's in the Colts now. He's getting a little older. I think you guys will address some of this in the draft, though. The Niners have a tendency to be able to draft pretty well, and I think they're going to probably draft someone that's going to fill in some of those spots pretty well. And that'll hopefully give you guys some depth, and some of the guys that are recovering from injury give a little bit of a cushion on if something does happen. Time will tell. But moving on, one last thing I wanted to talk about was NBA trades. I'm not sure if anyone's looking at all this stuff. NBA trades, most specifically, all craziness with Anthony Davis getting traded for Luka Doncic, Mavs and Lakers. And that one, I don't normally pay that much attention to trades in the NBA. I'm a Nuggets fan. We often do nothing at trade deadline. And I think we did nothing again this year. But that trade literally knocked me off my feet. I think the NFL equivalent, someone said, would be like trading away Joe Burrow and like getting a good defender in his place. And it's like, it's just like, you're trading a superstar for an aging guy who's better with defense. Did he win? Let's see here. There we go. So that is awesome. Yeah, Luka but the thing is though, yeah, we'll see. Jimmy Butler might fix the Warriors. That was a big one too. I forgot about that. That one just happened today. Jimmy Butler going to the Warriors. That could be huge. We'll just see how they play together. I think they'll both play together well. I'm not sure how well Luka and LeBron will play together, and they're going to be playing small ball. They don't have a really big guy on the team for the Lakers, so we'll see. I'm not a Lakers fan, obviously, so we'll see how it goes. I love Luka. I want him to do well, but I'm not sure of that match. Should be weird. I want to watch it. I want to see what happens, and I think it's going to take time for those two to really start to play well together. The fact that Pat Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year is super awesome. So Surtain got Defensive Player of the Year, his third Pro Bowl, and second time All-Pro by the age of 24. So Surtain is having a great career so far. The fact that he got DPOY is amazing. Yeah, I'm very thrilled. And that mainly just like, that's so great. Let's see here. What was the, no, not that. Sorry, I'm trying to see. Defensive Player of the Year, winners. There we go. What was the vote tally? I'm trying to find that right now. That is awesome though, man. That's so freaking cool. And it's like a lot of people are like, well, he doesn't have the stat. He doesn't have great stats. It's like he doesn't have stats because no one will throw to him. Because he's so good that no one will even throw the ball his way. So that is awesome. That is great news to hear that. I just saw that, what was it? Jaden Daniels won Offensive Rookie of the Year. What else we got coming up? I didn't even realize it was starting. I completely forgot it was tonight. But 26 votes. Hell yeah. That is awesome, man. That is so cool. I'm really stoked about that. Way to go, Patrick Surtain. Denver Defensive Player of the Year, or Defensive Player of the Year for the NFL for Denver. And the Denver defense, if they can, like I was saying earlier, if they can get Myles Garrett, pair him with that, and then you got Nick Bonito and some of the other guys we have in the linebacker core. That would be, the Broncos defense would be damn good. We need to get, I think, one more really strong corner. I like Riley Moss, but he got injured. He wasn't himself when he came back from injury. I think they may have rushed him back because the guys filling in for him were not up to the task. So I think we need to get some depth at corner, and I think the Broncos defense, if we add Myles Garrett, would be #1 defense next year. That's my thought on the matter. Take a quick break here to open a box of cards with a knife. So we'll start with the blaster. I have a blaster and a mega. They had one of each. I got one of each because I figured, why not? So I'm going to open some cards. And also, while you guys chat, and also, if you guys want to bring up, if there's anything you want me to talk about next week, obviously next week is going to be mostly a post-Super Bowl kind of situation, talking about the game, going over things. We will be live streaming the game as well. But we'll go over that stuff. Let me know also, microphone-wise, like I said early on, if you guys didn't hear it, I have a new microphone. This is not sure if it's going to be my permanent one. This is going to be more for when I'm moving stuff around. But let me know. I've heard Juan says it sounds better, so we'll see. So, open some Absolute. Maybe we'll get another Kaboom. That would be nice. I don't know if we'll get it. So, I don't have my camera that I can see it, but I based Garrett. So, Garrett Wilson, Romeo Doubs, Will Levis, Devontae Adams, Dalton Kincaid, Jordan Addison. First special one is a green Baker Mayfield. Yeah, still kind of a base, but, still pretty looking card. I got a backwards one here. Let's see what we got here. Stargazing. That is really cool. It's kind of a still. It's not a special one, but it's still. Brian, I am on the. What's up? I can't mute. What do you want? Please go. No. Can you wait? Okay, go in there. Get out. Go. Go. Okay, go and close that door. Sorry, kids. And I got some more backwards cards. I don't know why all the rookies are backwards. Sorry about that. Kid interruption. Give you Benito and we'll give you used check and Debo. Then just... Okay, hold on just a second, guys. Oh, my good Lord. So, I got Amarius Mims. Okay, hold on. Good Lord, children. Quiet. Be quiet now. Go. You go to your room. Calm down. Go to your room. Close that door. Close the door. Okay. Okay, that's the one negative. I don't know how to mute this mic. I'll have to figure that out. So I got Audric Estime as a base rookie. Amarius Mims and Carmen Kitchens. So nothing huge on our first pack. Keep going. Yeah, I don't know if I want to give up Benito. I love Nick Benito. I love the fact that they drafted him. I don't know. I don't want to give him up. All right, we got a rookie, Quentin Mitchell. What's going on here? I have it backwards. There we go. CeeDee Lamb, Travis Kelce, Lamar Jackson, Devon Achane, Myles Garrett. I'll take, like I said, give me Myles Garrett. Aaron Rodgers, Christian Watson. Rookie introductions. Who is this? Ricky Pearsall. Rookie introductions with Jaden Daniels. And then my rookies, Quentin Mitchell, Theo Johnson, Jazon Newton. I may have gotten his name wrong. But, you could, yeah, no. Yeah, we'll take Debo, but like, dude, his salary just bonkers. You guys got to pay his salary next year. Mike Evans, Gardner Minshew, James Cook, Justin Jefferson, George Kittle, old Patty Mahomes, and I got a fat one here. This is just going to be, well, it's a burner's Jonathan Taylor. I'm not a huge fan of the patch cards, personally, but it's not bad. Please just take Debo. Oh, that's funny. Mason Smith, Malik Neighbors, Jonah Ellis, and Josh Allen insert. Not bad. But I don't know. It just depends on who they'd want to trade. Like, Debo's contract is pretty massive, and he did not do as well last year as his contract would have let us think he would have done. All right, another set of cards. Nick Chubb, Darius Slayton, Jordan Love, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Chris Jones, Derek Carr, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Got a backwards. Oh, it's just it's a green Jalen McMillan. That's fancy. Debo wasn't wearing an Eagles jersey. Oh, was he? I knew he was wearing an Eagles jersey because he was looking. He's like it's a friend of his, isn't he? A friend of his. And also, like, you can't go for the team that beat you in the Super Bowl the year prior. So. All right. See if we get anything fancy. Just a bunch of base. See if we get a fun little insert. Interesting. What is this? Oh, it's a Draft Diamonds. Troy Polamalu. Steelers. Steelers did not go to Super Bowl this year. Anything crazy? Jalen Polk, Spencer Rattler, Ben Smat. So this one might not be the best of the packs I've ever opened. Nothing numbered, nothing crazy, and not one of the good stuff yet. So Derrick Henry, Tua, Amari Cooper, Thibodeau, Josh Jacobs, a green George Karlaftis. And then a insert by storm for the Chiefs, Xavier Worthy. Whatever. See, Luke McCaffrey, Keon Coleman, Braylon Allen. Nothing bonkers here. But some fun stuff regardless. Set this stuff aside real quick. So, now that we've got some of the awards out of the way, so we have PS2 winning Defensive Player of the Year, and you have Jaden Daniels winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, which is kind of what was expected. Most people I was reading about were calling that. Saquon Barkley wins Offensive Player of the Year. So Saquon Barkley going into the Super Bowl winning Offensive Player of the Year is pretty big. Wow, Offensive Player, NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, I think is what they meant. Was it really basically almost unanimous? Is that what I see? I don't think he's going to be. Honestly, I think they're going to give it to Jackson again. I don't think they should give it to Lamar Jackson again, but I'm pretty sure they're going to give it to Lamar Jackson again. I don't think so. I think NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, I think Brock Bowers got a single vote, and then all the rest of them were Jaden Daniels. Let me see. Take a look real quick. Can't see the vote count on that, but from what I was looking at, it looks like he basically won almost unanimously. Yeah, 26 votes for Jaden Daniels, 2 for Brock Bowers. And it looks like no one else really got anything else, which is a little ridiculous. In my opinion. But what do I know? I think Bo Nix made himself, gave a possibility. It just wasn't in the cards this time around. All right. Well, before we end tonight, we'll have a little bit more content coming up. Like I said, things are getting back to normal. We'll open one more box. And then if anyone watching after or live or anything want to send a idea of what to cover, or there's anything specific that they want to talk about, send me a message and we'll go over it. So we'll go over this is the more expensive box. See if we get anything cool here, shall we? I'd like to get something Broncos. Another Broncos. So Kyler Murray, Kyle Hamilton, Jalen Waddle, Dak Prescott. We got some rookie cards. Audric Estime, already got one of him. Amarius Mims, and Talarius Fuga. 2 of the same players I already got. Yeah, let's do a mock draft. That'd be a good one to do next week. I like it. Let's do that. Let's count on doing a mock draft next week, going over what we think will happen. Justin Herbert, Adam Thielen, TJ Hawkinson, Brandon Aubrey, Brock Purdy Black. Got another Niner here as well. Renardo Green rookie. So we'll do some mock drafts. You guys can tell me what you think your team will do or what you think the team we are selecting will do, and we'll go from there. Jalen Hurts, Anthony Richardson, James Conner. Hey, a rock out. Saquon Barkley. Maybe Saw will want that. Set that aside for him. Trevor Lawrence, Troy Franklin for the Broncos, and Chop Robinson. So yeah, that rock out, we'll set that aside for Saw. Yeah, I have a feeling you guys are definitely drafting a defensive player. Absolutely one. I would 100% agree with that. Quentin Johnson, Breece Hall, C.J. Stroud, DeAndre Hopkins, Marshawn Lloyd for the Packers, Braylon Trice, and Joe Alt. Good old offensive lineman. Oh, whoops. Grabbed the wrong thing. We'll set this here. Cool beans. All right, 2 more packs. Let's hope for something magical, shall we? Always like to have a magical card. I got a real fatty, which means I think instead of an autograph, we got a patch. But we'll see. Max Crosby, Bryce Young, Aaron Jones. It is a rookie. Luke McCaffrey, rookie. Commanders. It's an interesting one. Drake London, black. Tyler Nurbin and Isaac Garindu. There you go. 49ers for you. And the last pack. Maybe we'll get some magic here, maybe not. Would always be nice. Don't see anything crazy, so my guess is no. But Micah Parsons, Saquon base, Nico Collins. Oh, shit. Oh, well, it's only a by storm, but it's my guy, Bo Nix by storm. I'll take that. That'll go with my little collection of Bo Nix cards. I'll always take that. Matthew Stafford, Xavier Legette, and Cameron Kitchens. So, fun to open some. That is true. That is true. And one of them got paid a whole lot more than the other there, one. That is very true. So we got a Luke McCaffrey card for the Commanders. It's a cute one. I'd rather have gotten an autograph. I'm not a huge fan of the patches, personally. But I'll take a Bo Nix. Would have liked it to be a Bo Nix Kaboom, personally. But it's no such luck today. So, anyway, kind of went over what I wanted to talk about. We will see you guys on Sunday for the Super Bowl. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, good start to your weekend. And come Sunday, fly, Eagles, fly. I'll see you guys on Sunday and then once again next week. And we will have another video coming out very soon. Thank you, Juan. I'll talk to you guys. I'll talk to you. It looks like it's just me and you right now. But thanks again, Juan. Thank you for being here. And I'll talk to you on Sunday if you have time to tune in during the Super Bowl.